told me I should fight back. They don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft. Woo!
What up, everybody in the YTBC? So real quick, I want to go over some things that just really grind my gears, that really get on my everlasting nerves. The first thing I want to talk about that irks me are these dudes who, well, I guess it's not just dudes, it could be females as well. They come on YouTube, and before they even get into the topic, and this, I'm going to get to some boxing stuff, by the way, but this first one is just YouTube overall. I cannot stand when I go onto a video and the first thing I hear is, before I get into the topic, how about you just smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and, leave a comment of who your favorite boxer was in the past decade. Like, come on now. We know what the fuck you're doing. You're inflating your numbers. You're trying to get recommended, you're trying to get trending, and I get it. Some people, they're trying to make money off of YouTube, but there's people who make plenty of money off YouTube and still do this bullshit. You got 50, 60, 70, sometimes, over 100 grand. I've seen channels with, millions of subscribers, 5 million, 6 million subscribers still over here. Don't forget to smash that like button. I'll like it when I like it. You haven't even started talking yet. I dislike this video just because you're doing this bullshit. That's the first thing that kind of gets on my nerves. Next thing I want to touch on that really, really gets on my nerves is Floyd Mayweather. Yes, Floyd Mayweather gets on my everlasting nerve. And, the reasons have changed. A couple years ago, Floyd Mayweather got on my nerves because, he wasn't making the fights that really made any sense. And then making us wait, for 5 years to fight Manny Pacquiao and just a bunch of bullshit. But these days, that's not what bothers me. What bothers me is that this dude is the biggest attention whore. And if he so much as uploads on Instagram that he just bought a new car, a slew of videos gets put in my feed that, Floyd Mayweather just bought a new Bugatti, 2019 Bugatti with amphibicar features and has the ability to turn to a jet and take you to the moon. Who gives a shit? And I mean, of course, the most recent example of this happening is this fight that he was supposed to have with some kickboxer. I don't know who the fuck this dude is, and people are reporting on this shit, and by the next day, the fight is off. Damn, what a waste of time. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you did a video on this, I mean, fair enough, but because really, you can make a video on whatever the fuck you want to, but damn, like, this shit was fucking annoying. I get tired of seeing this motherfucker on my screen, and it's like, fuck off. Mayweather is addicted to attention. A motherfucker's just giving it to him. Like a crack dealer just giving bumps to a crackhead at least once a week. Shit's fucking annoying. And I mean, it ain't just YouTube. I mean, if you watch any fight and Floyd Mayweather just so happens to be there, guaranteed the camera's gonna show him at least 50 times. And even though the commentators are looking at a live fight of two active fighters right then and there, they feel the need to not even commentate on it. All of a sudden, the commentary turns into, oh, I remember when Floyd Mayweather fought Corrales. Oh, I remember when Floyd Mayweather knocked out the big hoe. Blah, 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 blah. Who gives a shit? He's retired. And even if he comes back, Dude's over 40 years old. There is nobody, and I mean nobody, that I want to see Floyd Mayweather fight right now. Nobody. Because Floyd Mayweather is old. Out with the old, in with the new. Fuck this dude. Next thing that really gets on my nerves are people who criticize Triple G versus Brook, criticize Khan versus Canelo, but yet Spence versus Garcia is the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is the fight of the century. This is the biggest fight that could be made right now, according to some people. At least that's how they make it seem. Come on now, let's cut the bullshit. I criticized Canelo versus Khan. I criticized Triple G versus Kell Brook. And guess what? When it comes to Spence versus Garcia, I'm going to criticize that as well because it's bullshit. It's a fight that nobody asked for, nobody needed. This doesn't further Spence's career whatsoever. Mikey Garcia, if he somehow pulls off a miracle, yeah, it furthers his career, but it also exposes Spence. Chances are Spence is just going to knock his ass out. Probably in one of the early rounds. Now, granted, Mikey Garcia is very skilled, so he probably won't get knocked out in the first couple rounds, but it is just a matter of time. There's no way he's going to be able to avoid Spence for all 12 rounds and win a points decision. It's just not going to happen. It's not like Spence has no skill and only power. He has plenty of skill and an abundance of power. Mikey Garcia, at 140, didn't really display a whole lot of power. Skill's going to be there no matter what, but it's only going to get you so far. But yeah, people who want to make like this fight is exactly what we needed. Come on now, you're full of shit. And a lot of the same people are guilty of the next thing that's very annoying to me, and that is acting like Deontay Wilder is somehow better than Anthony Joshua. And not just that his resume is better, but that he is somehow the A-side. Despite the fact that tickets for the Deontay Wilder Fury fight are being discounted now. They haven't been able to sell not even half the arena. I don't know, that doesn't seem like he's the A-side to me when Anthony Joshua is hitting over 80,000 in one night at the gate. But then they'll even go as far as to act like his resume is better than Anthony Joshua's. That's laughable. That's not even a debate. There is no way in hell Deontay Wilder has a better resume than Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder doesn't have a better resume than a lot of heavyweights, actually. I mean, before Luis Ortiz actually had a better resume than Deontay Wilder. If you exclude Luis Ortiz out of Deontay Wilder's resume, Luis Ortiz has a better resume than him. Alexander Povetkin has a better resume than him. Charles Martin, even though he has some losses, has a better resume than Deontay Wilder. Charles Martin has made more money than Deontay Wilder. And I don't really give a damn about the money part, but so many people are just focused on it. When it's convenient, it's not about the money, it's about the legacy. But then when Deontay Wilder demands 50-50, well, now it's about the money. Come on now. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. We all know what it is. You're just fangirling for Deontay Wilder for some who knows what the fuck reason. Actually, a lot of us have a good idea of the reason why, but it's not a very good one. I ain't over here trying to hype up Mikey Garcia just because he's Mexican. It's a bullshit fight. Mikey Garcia is a dumbass for trying to make it. Hopefully it falls through, and those two guys make the fight that we really want to see. Spence versus Crawford, and Garcia versus Lomachenko. Hopefully. But if you've been a boxing fan long enough in this current era, you come to realize that you don't really get your hopes all that high. You don't really expect what makes sense to happen. You got the biggest boxer on the face of the planet trying to make fights with kickboxers and MMA fighters. You got champions who say it's strap season, but they want to fight a guy who is 2 weight divisions lower than him that doesn't have a viable strap for him. Nah, it ain't strap season. It's duck season, motherfucker. And then you got people who are just feeding the ego of this dude. Well, actually, of a couple of these dudes. For all the wrong reasons. One, getting fed just because he's a name. And the other one getting fed just because he has a good right hand and that's about it. These are some things that just really, really get on my nerves. If you're guilty of making videos about Floyd Mayweather or whatever, keep in mind this is hyperbole. At the end of the day, you make the videos that you want to make. All right, I'm just being serious right now. You make the videos that you want to make. I'm not gonna unsubscribe just because you make like 3 Floyd Mayweather videos in a day. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. He's technically retired, and then when he does come back, he fights non-boxers. And then look at this situation. One day you're reporting that he's gonna fight this dude in Japan. Next day, fight is canceled. It's kind of a waste of time. And come on now, let's cut the bullshit. All right, stop giving passes to some fighters for one thing and then shitting on others for the same. To all my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stumble on this video, hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.
Undefeated.